Cleetus McFarland is one of the biggest names on YouTube, with millions of fans who love watching him build wild cars and pull off crazy stunts. But on Saturday night, those same fans watched him spin, slide, and rack up penalties in front of a packed NASCAR crowd. So let's talk about what really happened to Cleetus at Nashville, because this race went sideways fast, and the ending might surprise you. First, a quick refresher on who this guy is. Cleetus McFarland is the online name for a 31-year-old racer named Garrett Mitchell. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, and he became famous making videos about fast cars and burnouts. Now he's trying something way harder. He's trying to become a real NASCAR driver, racing against people who have done this their whole lives. This was only his second start in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts series. That's the level just below NASCAR's top division, so the talent there is no joke. He was driving the number 33 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, which is one of the best teams in the sport. His crew chief, the guy who makes the big calls, was Robert "Bug" Stramiska. Now, Cleetus came into this race wanting to prove something. His first start back at Rockingham was rough. He spun a few times and finished way back. But just a month before Nashville, he raced in a different series at Talladega and almost won the whole thing. He finished second in a wild finish. So he showed up in Tennessee feeling good, hoping to clean things up and have a strong night. There was one problem before the race even started. It rained, so NASCAR had to cancel qualifying. That meant Cleetus started dead last, in 38th place. Not the ideal way to begin, but he didn't let it get to him. And honestly, the start of this race was the best part. Cleetus put his head down and started passing cars. He moved up steadily, climbing all the way to 29th. For a guy with almost no experience in these cars, that's a big deal. He was thrilled. Talking about that opening run later, he said, "I had a great first stage. All we did was gain positions in that first stage. It felt like we were passing guy after guy." Here's something cool that happened too. His teammate, Jesse Love, was out front and dominating early in the race. Now, when a leader laps a slower car, that car loses a full lap and falls behind. But Love didn't want to do that to his teammate. So instead of just blowing by him, Love actually gave Cleetus a little push, helping him get past another car to hold on to that 29th spot. That's teamwork. Then the drama started. In NASCAR, there's something called the lucky dog. The first car that's one lap down at the end of a stage gets a free pass to make that lap back up. It's a second chance, and everybody wants it. Cleetus was fighting for that lucky dog spot against a driver named Logan Bearden, and Bearden was not about to hand it over. So you've got these two cars racing hard, side by side, with the end of the first stage coming up fast. Cleetus tried to get underneath Bearden to make the pass, but he pushed a little too hard, the car got loose, and that was it. Coming through the corner on the very last lap of the stage, the number 33 spun all the way around and slid through the grass. The crowd saw it, the cameras caught it, and just like that, his good night started falling apart. Cleetus knew exactly what went wrong. He explained that he was chasing the car ahead of him and simply asked too much of his Chevy. He said he wasn't ready for how much the air off the other cars would mess with his own. In his words, "I wasn't expecting him to suck the air off my car so bad and I lost it." That spin cost him in a few ways. He missed his shot at the lucky dog. He dropped back to 36th. And worst of all, he banged up the front of his car, damaging a sensitive part called the splitter that helps the car stick to the track. On the radio, you could hear the frustration in his voice. He said, "All it takes is one effing spin." Meanwhile, his teammate Jesse Love just cruised away and won that first stage without any trouble. Now, with a damaged car, things got harder for Cleetus. In the second stage, he fell another lap behind and was sitting in 35th. The car wasn't handling right, and he knew the spin was the reason. He said, "I overdrove the car trying to chase down the 42. That damaged the splitter, and then the next stage we were really bad until the guys lowered the nose and we got something back, but I already messed the day up." His team worked on the bent splitter, trying to give him back some speed, and it helped a little. He fought his way back up to 30th. But then came a part of racing he'd never done before at this level, and it turned into a mess. He had to make his first green flag pit stop, which means stopping for tires and fuel while the race is still going at full speed. Cleetus actually did the hard part well. He hit his pit stall perfectly. But during the stop, his car came off the jack too early, and dragged the jack right out of the pit box. He stopped fast, and the crew grabbed it back, but it was too late. Pulling equipment out of the box is against the rules, so he got a penalty. And that's when the whole thing snowballed. While he was trying to come back down pit road to serve that penalty, he spun out again right there at the entrance to pit road. That earned him a second penalty for crossing a line he wasn't supposed to cross. Cleetus summed up that snowball effect really well. He said, "In this sport, your own problems compound badly. Obviously, other people can cause you problems, and no one caused me any problems, and I don't think I caused anyone problems. Your problems grow quickly." After those back-to-back penalties, there wasn't much left to fight for. He brought the car home in 35th place, 6 laps down. The race had almost no cautions, so there were no lucky breaks to help him climb back. But here's the thing. Even after a night full of mistakes, Cleetus didn't sulk. He owned every single one of them. On the radio, he told his team, "Well, I made a lot more mistakes than I wanted to. I really screwed us spinning out." Then he thanked his crew and said, "I apologize for the mistakes. I'm learning so much, and I know it's at the mercy of your guys' hard work." And then, talking right to the fans watching his in-car camera, he made a promise. He said, "I ain't gonna give up. I'm gonna figure this out." Now for the best moment of the whole night. After Cleetus parked his car, NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. walked over and leaned into the window to talk to him. Dale Jr. actually owns the team that won the race that night, so he was in a great mood. But he couldn't resist giving Cleetus a little friendly teasing. He asked him, "Are you dizzy from spinning around so much?" Cleetus just laughed and said, "Come on, man." Dale Jr. wasn't being mean, though. He told Cleetus that spinning out has happened to every driver, so he should keep doing his thing. Cleetus said Dale Jr. always has encouraging words for him, but he's also honest when Cleetus messes up. Dale Jr. has been supporting this YouTuber's racing dream from the very beginning, and that's not changing. When you really look at it, Cleetus learned a ton. He even joked about it afterward, saying the on-track stuff went pretty well except for that one spin, but pit road taught him a hard lesson. Part of the plan that night was actually to send him down pit road by himself just to practice the little things, like working the clutch and putting the car in gear. And he's not slowing down. His next race is just days away, on June 6, when he jumps into the NASCAR Truck Series at Michigan. It's a huge, fast 2-mile oval, the biggest regular track he's ever raced on.